But the last stage we actually got lost. So we lost 4 minutes. We were standing in the middle of the road, not knowing left, right, where to go. Unbelievable.
After 7 stages, Charles Wilkins still leads, but now by 4.6 seconds over Johnny Gemmell, who jumps from 4th to 2nd, and Leroy Poulter down to 4th. Ergen Fecken in 6th position ahead of Mark Renier, but John Williams is just 1/10 of a second ahead of JP Damso. Stage 8 in the melee fields, a repeat of stage 6, Susan Touye, over 12.77 kilometers of gravel challenge. Charles Wilkins leading the pack now by 4.6 seconds, needs to open up that gap slightly again.
Yes, he's driving with absolute commitment, as you can see.
Then right now. Cut in. 100 max jump and max right 5. In. Into long left 5. Well into the immediate turn off. Narrow, tight right 8 of a bomb. Tight. 300 now. Get up. Don't worry, go.
Getting a little bit bogged down there. That could cost him some time. Is the pressure counting? We'll wait and see. Rothenbach now in 3rd position by 8.2 seconds. He's managing that final podium position, but I'm sure he wants to get up higher.
Really going for the lead here.
Nice and smooth, getting the power down early.
Beautiful line through there, and also 100% commitment here as well. Going for this corner flat out.
And he would go 2 seconds faster than Charles Wilkins. Yes, indeed. Enjoying the rallying and have been doing so for many years, those guys. This is Leroy Poulter, currently in 4th position. Won't be happy with that. 18.2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, it looks like he really wants another win after his Sassel victory.
Well, you've won. You know what it feels like, so that's to be understood. And Leroy Poulter goes 0.2 of a second slower than Konrad Rothenbach in that stage. In fact, he goes a 10th of a second faster than rally leader Charles Wilkins.
Being stage 8 now, another 2 to go. The guys are really trying hard.
Jan Habig in 5th position, 7.4 seconds behind Leroy Poulter, and he's got him in his sights.
And here he's coming in beautifully into this corner, but unfortunately he runs a bit wide and gets on the loose stuff.
Clearly no after effects after that roll in the Sassel Rally, and in fact Habig would go 4th fastest in this stage. Mark Renier now in 7th place, just 4.9 seconds behind Ergen Fecken in 6th.
And still doing excellently well with his clutch problem in hand as well, going wide here. Unfortunately, also getting out in the loose stuff.
And he will be 4.5 seconds off the pace at the end of this stage. Johnny Gemmell in 2nd position and pushing hard, just over pushing slightly there.
A little bit too hard.
He's just 4.6 seconds behind rally leader Charles Wilkins. And that little mistake might have cost him some time, although he still goes a 10th of a second quicker than Jan Habig. Ergen Fecken in 6th position at this point, 2.9 seconds behind his BP Volkswagen teammate Jan Habig in 5th. And the time to beat still at this point is 7 minutes and 30 seconds set by Konrad Rothenbach. He doesn't make it, goes 4.1 seconds slower. Now John Williams in 8th position, and he is just 0.1 of a second behind JP Damso.
Very close to icing this.
Although I would imagine that Williams would like to be closer to Mark Renier, his teammate. This is Geniel de Villiers in 11th position overall behind Kuhn, but he's ahead of Nick Ryan. JP Damso in 9th place, just 1/10 behind John Williams.
Trying very hard to stay in the top 10.
Enzo Kuhn in 10th position, 10 seconds behind JP Damso and closing up. This is very impressive. It gives you a very good idea of the speed and how difficult it is in these melee fields.
And then, as it always happens, you go too fast and you're through the fence.
Rothenbach takes that stage by 0.2 of a second over Poulter. Gemmell right in there in the picture. That means that Wilkins leads Gemmell by 4 seconds. Rothenbach 1.9 further back. Stage 9 now, a repeat of stage 7, Hans 2. Just under 23 kilometers of gravel action ahead of us. And great to see so many spectators, old and young, enjoying the action. On board we go with Wilkins.
Gate is tight right 9. Tight right 9. And max jump, 70. Caution max, medium plus jump into left 9 is not bad.
Wilkins, of course, leading Gemmell by 4 seconds at this point. Etienne, it is the second time that they go through this stage. Of course, earlier on we did mention that it is an advantage, but now the track surface, of course, would have been affected by the whole field.
Yes, it's a lot more loose, a lot more ruts and things from 40 cars going through it, and it makes it more tricky, and the chances of getting stuck in a corner and rolling is very, very good.
Sets a benchmark time of 13 minutes, 34.7 seconds. Conrad Rotenbach still in third place, just 1.9 seconds behind Gemmel in second. Can he beat that time? 13:34, that's what he has to beat.
Obviously trying very, very hard, running wide on that corner there, and he's giving it all.
And at the end of the stage, he goes 3 seconds slower, in fact.
But what's happened to Polter? He's not here.
Leroy Polter should have run now. This is Jan Habig. Polter clearly must have had a problem in this stage, but Jan Habig at the moment in 5th position, 9 seconds behind Polter.
Jannie giving it all.
Cronje in 7th place, 5.3 seconds behind Ergenvecken in 6th place. Nobody so far has been able to beat the time set by Charles Wilken.
Yes, and I think Cronje is consolidating on this rally and to try and get it to the finish with this clutch problem that he has.
And he would lose about 30 seconds on this stage due to those problems. Just wanting to get to the end, I would presume. Johnny Gemmel in 2nd place by 4 seconds at this point. 1.9 seconds ahead of 3rd place Conrad Rotenbach. You can see some war damage there.
Slightly modified, eh? He must have hit something, a tree or even a dip or a ditch.
Ergenvecken in 6th place, 5.4 seconds behind Jan Habig, his teammate.
Trying just as hard as Jannie on this section of road, yeah?
And get to be beaten, the time set in this stage by Charles Wilken. John Williams in 9th position, only 2.4 seconds behind JP Damso in 8th.
Also trying very, very hard, yeah? You can see full-out commitment on that corner there.
Fantastic to see these cars fly.
And here's Leroy Polter. So he's running out of sequence. He must have had a big problem.
He was not supposed to be in this order on the road, but he came into the stage 4th position overall. I'm sure he's lost a lot of time. We'll await news about that. This is De Villiers in 11th position, a safe 11th at this point. And in fact, at the end of the previous stage, Leroy Polter was 11 minutes and 35 seconds slower than the stage winner. So that's the news about Polter. As we see JP Damso, he's 8th at the moment, just 2.4 seconds ahead of John Williams in 9th.
Yes, holding his own. He needs to finish as well to get his points where they are and keep the second in championship. Also a little bit cautious there into the water, but that's the right thing to do.
Enzo Kuhn in an unfamiliar 10th position overall, 6.8 seconds behind John Williams in 9th place. And he would go 9th fastest in this stage as well. Nicholas Ryan in 12th position overall.
Yes, keeping his car nice and clean and no scratches or dints. Very cautious into that corner. It's very slippery there.
Almost like a car wash. Mohamed Musa in the team total Toyota Runex in 13th position overall. Just on a minute behind Nicholas Ryan.
Lots of water, bridge over 170. Double caution, step up, C280. Triple caution, Pacific square right, 8 down, steep down.
Hein Latergan in 14th overall in the only remaining Peugeot 207, the other Pertec car, having come to a standstill earlier on. And in fact, Hein Latergan goes 4th fastest overall in this stage. Sebastian Klaassen in 25th overall and still going strong.
And these water splashes are a favorite of spectators.
Old and young. Wilken takes the stage by 3 seconds from Rotenbach, and it means that he stretches that lead over Gemmel now to 7.5 seconds with Rotenbach in 3rd. 2 more stages to go. The question is, can Charles Wilken maintain his lead? Will the pressure get to him? And what happened to Leroy Polter as he enters his service box?
We've had a bit of a day with small issues, and the gearbox first gear went in the stage 2 stages before. The team did a great job in changing it in half an hour. Then we got a second in the next stage, and this one was looking good. Then we saw a battery voltage problem, and obviously the car cut out. They managed to find the wire that was wound it back on, and the car managed just to fire, and we got it going.
It was over quite a bad jump, landing in some soft sand, lifted the bumper off, but no serious damage, and the puncher was right at the last corner, so wasn't such a good time there. I think everybody woke up from the one earlier on, but we still got a shot there. There's still quite a 17K stage left, and we'll see there what we can do.
Pressure!
that water splash, it sucked in a bit of water, and it also cracked the exhaust manifold. So they fixed the misfire changer plugs and all that. So that's sorted. Still exhaust manifold, but in this last one we had an alternator go. So it's taking its toll on the cars a bit, but it's still about 10 seconds in the top 3. So still, but the next stage is very tricky. So we're going to go for it.
We're going well up until now, and then right at the end of the stage we made a stupid mistake. We've done the stage before and we threw it over onto its roof, and yeah, we've lost all that time, and yeah, I don't know where we are now.
Stage 10, the penultimate stage, just outside Bronkhorstspruit, Harm, over 17.31 kilometers of gravel, and this could be the one that could decide the outcome of this rally. It's the last proper gravel stage, Etienne.
Very, very tricky stage as well. I was on the route, and it's nice and open here, and then it goes into the trees, and then you'll see now it's very, very, very tight.
Wow, it's also very fast. That gives you a good idea of the speed of these rally cars. And Charles Wilkin, of course, leading this rally now by 7.5 seconds. And he has got the hammer down.
Absolutely doing everything to repeat his performance of last year.
You wouldn't want to make any little mistakes. Let's experience it from the cockpit.
Right hard, triple caution jump. Okay, brake on. Sorry, Greg. I f***ed that up, eh? Hey? Well, let's see what the others do. Let's get there.
Well, clearly not happy with that stage time there. 11:23.6 seconds. This is Rothenbach flying. Currently in third position, 8.9 seconds off the pace.
Yes, and let's see if he pulls the same trick as in Natal, where he came on the second last stage and took time off everybody and not given them enough kilometers to take it back.
First thing he has to do is bridge the 1.4 second gap to second place man Johnny Gemmell. And that depends on the stage times.
Look how tight this is here.
Narrow 4 left minus.
Let's enjoy.
Slow narrow king, right, right. And long 5 left plus. And long 5 left plus.
And at the end of this stage, Konrad Rothenbach goes 12.7 seconds faster than Charles Wilkin. That mistake certainly very costly for the former rally leader. And Jan Habig currently in 5th position, but all eyes on that battle for the lead. Habig 6 seconds behind teammate Erken Fecken. But we await Johnny Gemmell's time, because what will happen when he crosses the line?
Oh, well, and a bit of wide there for Jannie. Going into the millies, harvesting a bit, and hampering our vision here.
He's trying very, very hard to close that gap. And Habig certainly doesn't want to finish behind his teammate. There's healthy competition inside that team, battling a little bit there through that muddy piece.
But that could just be the cost his position, because Gemmell's chasing him. Look how fast these guys are going through here. This is 160 plus kilometers an hour. The trees are on the edge of the road. One little slip and you're gone.
This just makes your hands sweat, doesn't it? Leroy Poulter down to 16th after that problem in the previous stage. And, well, he's just going to throw everything at it.
Giving it a lot of horns here, trying to get back that time he lost. Doesn't happen in one stage, unfortunately.
Can make up a few positions, but certainly not anything of significance. And in fact, he goes second fastest in this stage. This is Marc Renier in 7th place, 8.5 seconds behind his teammate John Williams.
Yes, and he lost 22 seconds on the previous stage, so he's trying very, very hard to get that back again.
Another healthy competition between the Sasol Ford Fiesta teammates, Marc Renier and John Williams. Johnny Gemmell, this is the man who holds the key, coming into the stage, 7.5 seconds behind Charles Wilkin and 1.4 seconds ahead of Rothenbach. What can he do? And in fact, Gemmell loses a lot of time. He goes 35.6 seconds slower than Konrad Rothenbach, which drops into 3rd and right in the clutches of Jan Habig. This is Erken Fecken in 4th position.
Beautiful display of car control, but unfortunately loses 7 seconds to Habig.
And that means that Habig passes him for 4th position, with only one more stage to go. John Williams coming into the stage in 6th place overall, 8.4 seconds ahead of teammate Marc Renier.
Also trying his utmost, but losing 6 seconds to Hergen.
Fortunately for him, that's not too costly. He's got a fairly solid grip on that 6th place, and he remains in 6th at the end of this stage. Canil de Villiers in 8th place at this point, and he is absolutely flying. A lot of drivers found a lot of trouble in this stage, but not Canil de Villiers.
And he's flying now, and he's picked up a position. He's now third overall in the stage and puts him between the Fords.
Kind of pattern we've seen before this season as Camille goes faster as the rally progresses. JP Danzo currently in 11th position overall, but also running into trouble into this stage.
Yes, he's with his broken windscreen, he's obviously obscured his vision a lot, and you know, it's causing him to go slower.
Oh dear, and that looks like a wrong slot as well for JP Danzo.
Absolutely, and he won't be able to turn around there because there's no space.
Things are just unraveling for him. Enzo Kuhn currently in 9th position overall. Strangely enough, also some problems in this stage, could it be? There is Damso now trying to
reverse all
get
the way,
back.
yes. That's quite a bad instruction that there. I was on the route, and that was very confusing.
And I'm sure Kuhn is also a little bit confused as to why he's only 9th, as he's not quite used to that sort of position. Nicholas Ryan in 10th position still. Holding a top 10 place is very good in this kind of company. And there's Enzo Kuhn.
Also wrong
slotting.
to the dam wall.
So that would have cost him some time as well, as Nicholas Ryan goes through 10th overall, and that's a very good position for a privateer to be in this kind of company. Mohamed Musa in 12th position, also holding station there.
And he's obviously trying to catch JP after he had his problem, so you know he's all geared up to go.
Lategan in a lucky 13th position for him, setting some very respectable times during the course of this rally.
Yes.
Shows the potential of that car.
Yes, he did an 8th overall stage time here.
Sebastian Klaassen and the lovely Cindy Harding bringing up the rear of the S2000 class. Rottenbach takes it by 4.6 seconds and takes the lead by 5.9 seconds over Charles Wilken. Johnny Gemmell in 3rd position, 29 seconds behind. As we go into the final stage of the Hencom Auto Body Rally, it's the Barlow World